All right, Chad, how we doing? How we all doing? Ah, boy. I always say if you send a super chat when I'm not live, I'll see it when I am live and go ahead and read it. So, with that in mind.
Have you heard of Jesus?
So, World Vision International tips $3 for the price of a single chicken tendy per live stream. You can get a pour Bulbasaur out of the box factory. Well, there you go, chat. So keep that chicken tendy music or money going. Oh lordy, tired. I can't. The particular box factory I'm at, I cannot do it much longer. Constant overtime since August. And I used some vacation days recently. I have one. I got to burn this between now and January. Part of me wants to just wait till January and I'll get about 12 days, maybe even a bit more. Cash them the fuck in and then move on. Because I'm not doing 50, 60 hour weeks the rest of my fucking life. A little bit of overtime is understandable. You know, periods of it, waves of it, that's fine. But not just, especially self-inflicted like this. I'm at a company that refuses to fucking hire people. I know a lot of companies can't find people. I met one that is in a hiring freeze despite having 40% of the staff they had this time last year. So he says, you must be making some fat checks with all that overtime. I mean, it's better money than normal, but I wouldn't say it's worth it. Plus, you know, I'm just terrible with money. Yeah, it just ends up being more hookers and blow. See, you need more of the blow to get through the week because you're tired. It's just a vicious cycle, really, chat. Just chicken tendy music sound like, I don't know, probably like autism. That's probably what it sounds like. But no, I guess I don't know. I don't want to get into the history of my company because I might risk Tom Bombadil fucking doxing me or something. I think when he figured out Davis worked at the fucking Mazda dealership. Which, by the way, he doesn't anymore. Don't go fucking bother him. But it was kind of after our feud mostly died down. Like, somebody found he worked at a Mazda dealership. And, like, people brought it to me like I was supposed to do something with it. Like, everybody comes to me. And, I mean, like, you know, like, in, like, private, like, I made some jokes about it because, you know, he was a financer specialist while he was going on about usury. But, like, I wasn't going to put him on blast. It was his fucking job, you know. I'm a firm believer in keeping internet shit, you know what I mean? Supposedly, according to him, somebody did bother him, but it's like, what? From my understanding, he's no longer working there, and it had nothing to do with internet issues. But that's his affair. But yeah, I don't want somebody being like, "Oh, I know what box factory you work here." Of course, I work blue collar, so it wouldn't matter. Like, what are you gonna call my boss, and they're gonna be like, you know, he said mean things on the internet. Like, how did you get this number? Fuck you. Nobody cares. Plus, at this point, let him fire me. Maybe I can get unemployment. Oh, chat says, I wonder what old Mazda man's up to. I don't know what he's up to these days. Couldn't tell you. I don't know. I think he's still on Twitter. I think he streams somewhere still regularly, but I don't know. It's on like some alternative site that I can't be bothered to even know where it is. Couldn't tell you. Fucking Argent can't be bothered to archive the shit anymore. I don't know. But hopefully he's doing all right. Oh, I really don't have any ill will towards the guy. I hope he's doing all right. Like, yeah, he's up his own ass and all that, but, like, it's his problem. Like, it's not a fun way to live. I'll tell you that much. Being 3 feet up your own ass all the time, not a fun way to be. I can't imagine that that's a nice way to go through life. Jesus. Leo Orini tips $5. I don't think that's the real Leo Orini. Because I'm not sure he has $5. When I stroke MacArthur late at night, all I can think about is you. Well, that's something right there. Thank you very much for that. I love that Streamlabs you can make up names. I love that. That's a favorite part of mine. Cozy TV won't have them. I don't know. I feel like other than being a little too old for it, I feel like Davis would probably fit in at Cozy TV pretty well. That's all I'll say on that. I'm trying to not be mean. You know, it's the Christmas season, chat. Trying to not be mean. And it is the Christmas season, just so we're clear, because Halloween's over and Thanksgiving is fucking gay and doesn't count. It's fake and gay. So it's the Christmas season, just so we're clear. And when it is the Christmas season, I'm a firm believer in being a little kinder and a little more generous and a little less of a shithead than I normally am. So, in that spirit, I won't elaborate any further on why I think he would fit in. But I think he would probably find a good home there. I think it'd be a match made, if not in heaven, then perhaps some other ethereal plane where souls end up. So Trump got reinstated on Twitter. Are we all excited? We all excited about that? Trump got reinstated. I don't even think he used it yet, because I think he's on something else. I can't remember what Trump's is called. Trump has his own like shitty version of Gab or something. I can't remember what it's called. But he's on that. I think he's like an investor in it, so he probably doesn't want to use the competition, I guess. I don't know. But I'm not. I don't particularly expect Trump will make use of his Twitter. I don't know. Who knows? He's nothing if not a weirdly unpredictable guy at times. But I don't really think he's going to be using the Twitter. Alex Jones not going to be reinstated though. Elon Musk said no, he won't do that, and he won't even elaborate why. It's because Elon Musk is a fucking pussy. Hypocrite. And also, just to be clear, if you think you're going to get your account reinstated and you don't have ties to one of these motherfuckers, you know, you're not some in with the MAGA crowd, you know, you don't have some glowy ties or whatever the else the fuck, you're not getting your shit reinstated. Like, I'm not getting my shit reinstated. I guarantee you. I've tried a couple of times. I've appealed a couple of times. I'll do it again just for shits and giggles. But no, twitter.com/thebecklaw ain't coming back. Okay? You know, fucking Mersh ain't coming back. Fucking Fuentes ain't coming back. None of those, no. No. If you're not in with the Jack Posobiec's of the world are going to get their you know, he's not banned, but those types are going to get their fucking accounts restored. The Babylon Bees, you know, with their boomer humor are going to get their fucking shit restored. That kind of shit. Yeah. The most, you can't be any further non-establishment than like Charlie Kirk and expect to be getting your shit restored. And also, if you're a small guy, if you're nobody, no, they're not going to do anything for you. No, they're just not.
Have you heard of
You're fucked.
Jesus?
Sorry to help you. Santa's little helper tips $4 and says Leo tricked me into licking peanut butter off his balls. Well, that I don't think that actually happened there. But thank you very much for the tip. But no, you know that the phenomenon in a video game. I think you can see it like Hylia and Breath of the Wild sometimes, but it's a lot of video games when you're near a large body of water. If you're far enough away from it, and the game has a decent draw distance, you're gonna notice like the random patterns of the waves at a certain point are going to tessellate, and they're going to repeat, and you're going to see not what looks like water anymore, but it's going to look like a tiled floor or something like that. The illusion is broken, and that's just, I mean, it's video games, there's limits to, it is all an illusion, so occasionally you see the strings. I'm old enough now. You are being extremely loud with that Chewy, but I'm happy you're happy there, dog. But maybe you go on the other end of the room and do that. Maybe. No, right by me. Okay. But anyways, I'm old enough to where in my own living memory, never mind like having to dig through history books, my own living fucking memory of observing politics, to watch the patterns repeat enough times that the illusion gets shattered. Again, you're looking at Lake Hylia from far enough away at the right angle. Usually when you see the pattern diagonally on that one, it's bullshit. Yeah, it's seemingly random, but it's not at all. And that's about where I am with politics anymore. I'll listen to this shit on the radio, and stuff, trying to stay somewhat informed, listen to it online and shit. But it's like, I was listening to Charlie Kirk last week, and he just happens to be on the radio on my satellite radio when I'm heading home on the one channel. And it's his Turning Point Faith Initiative. And I thought to myself, who the fuck is Charlie Kirk? Like, who the fuck is the guy's 10 years younger than me? Basically, exactly. I'm 39, he's 29. Who the fuck is this motherfucker? He sounds, sometimes, he's much more polished, but also when you get to the substance of what he says, it sounds like a motherfucker that knows a lot of facts, but doesn't really have, never lived his life, never worked a day in his life. No, that doesn't know what the real fucking world is. There's a big difference between theory and practice. In most things. So I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? So look into him a little bit. Not deep research, just some basic Wikipedia shit and paying attention to what he says and all. Of course, when he got out of high school, he tried to join the military, but he tried to go into West Point. And when that failed, when he got rejected, he just didn't join the military. Because he didn't want to serve if he wasn't in charge. How very conservative. How very much authoritarian right of him. Never worked a day in his fucking life. I can find no evidence of this man having a real job, a hard job. I could be wrong, but no mention of even having to work at fucking Wendy's or something when he was a teenager. You know what I mean? He's worth $2 million. He has $2 million. He's done nothing. What has he done? He's done Turning Point. So he goes and debates fucking teenagers. He forms after school clubs at high schools and colleges for right-wing nerds. And by the way, he debates teenagers, and unlike, God help me for having to give him a little bit of faint praise, but he debates teenagers, and like Nick Fuentes fans pushed his shit in, so he's not even good at he's not even good at debating teenagers. He likes to twist words around, like he likes to go on about liberty, but like all conservatives, he doesn't believe in it. When pushed to define it, he'll say, well, liberty doesn't mean do whatever you want as long as you're not infringing on other rights. It means the freedom to pursue what's good. Oh, what a sneaky little asshole you are there, buddy. Isn't that what every dictator says? Well, yeah, sure, you have the freedom to do the shit I approve of. So he's never worked a day in his life. He forms gay little clubs for right-wing nerds. He's now got his Turning Point Faith Initiative where, he gets a bunch of pastors together. And I mean, aside from opposing the lockdown, none of these people have done fuck all about shit. And even that, they weren't all that successful. It's a bunch of guys sitting around talking about how they're going to take America back. A whole bunch of fucking talk by a whole bunch of niggas who ain't going to do shit. Who ain't never going to do shit. They ain't done shit. They just never will. You know it and I know it. We've gone on about that for days here. They love authority too much. They love order too much. They're just not ever going to. They don't have the spirit necessary. Conservatives don't have the spirit necessary. They don't have the spirit that founded this country. This country wasn't founded by dickheads with thin blue line stickers on their trucks, okay? It was founded by people who would rather burn down the docks than pay a slight tax increase on tea. That's not people that were overly concerned about fucking order. Christian nationalist tips $5 and says, you have a duty before God to use your experience to show us how to save the West from the army of darkness. Well, thank you very much for that, but I don't really know that I have the way to save it. But I can tell you these guys aren't going to. Okay? Charlie Kirk, we give like the fucking fat Marxist Shanae that runs Black Lives Matter. We gave her all this shit a couple years ago because she was just buying mansions with the fucking money. And there's an extra element of hypocrisy to a Marxist buying a mansion, certainly. But I'm sorry, I say we. Am I really on the right? Is anybody on the right any different? You got your Charlie Kirks. You got your Jack Posobiec. You got a whole bunch of grifters. On a smaller scale, you get your fucking Brendan Dillies and shit like that. Charlie Kirk's worth $2 million, and he's a community organizer, essentially. When we all laughed at Obama because that was what was on his resume, the fuck's on Charlie's resume? And don't think Charlie Kirk doesn't matter just because he lost an internet argument with Nick Fuentes. Because Nick Fuentes doesn't matter now. And nobody outside of us remembers that he ever lost that fucking argument. Charlie Kirk matters in conservative circles. A lot more than whoever your favorite online personality is that talks about politics. I can assure you that. Should he matter that much? Of course not, but we don't live in shouldland. The whole, even conservative, and everything about the modern right is just loser shit. It's all loser shit. It's all... Did you already eat that whole rawhide? You did, didn't you? Alright. Why don't you get in your bed then? Okay, fine. Go get a drink, but then you're going to go lay down. Like a 2-year-old. Knows I'm telling him to go lay down. So he wants to, let me get a drink of water first. Read me a story. She says listening to tabletop anecdotes is more informative than listening to talk radio these days. Honestly, the free time I've had, you know what I've been doing? I've been like watching videos on the history of Bucky O'Hare, okay, because that's more fucking interesting than half this politics shit. But I do still listen to it, you know. Like I said, driving home or something, you know, music gets old after a while. We're gonna listen to some talk, you know. Oh, who's texting me? But no, everything about the right, everything about the conservative movement, it's all loser shit. It's all meant to be the losing side. It's almost like, maybe I guess it is designed to be that way. Conservatives don't offer a vision. They sit there wringing their hands and clutching their pearls about the fact that things change. And look, sometimes change is for the worse. Sometimes you need to look at a change and say, well, that's not good. We should go back. But that's just the default with them. Just whining about the moral fiber. And they whined about innocuous shit for so fucking long. But now they have no credibility when there's real problems. Think about it. To general population, do these guys whining about, you know, drag queen story hour? Do they have any, you know, or cuties? Do they have any fucking credibility there? When, you know, these are the same people that thought, you know, like the purple Teletubby was a drag queen or something. Hang on a second, chat. Yeah, lay down for a bit. It's like I said, it's all loser shit. It's all designed to be. I mean, they call them reactionary for a reason, because they just react. They call them conservative for a reason, because what is it? One of these guys on the Turning Point Faith was like, you know, conservative means the safe bet, and I'm like, that's kind of why you lose. Nobody really wants the safe bet. A society wants to be galvanized behind something exciting, behind a vision. Society can't be galvanized behind the safe bet. That doesn't actually do it. No. The safe bet. The safe bet didn't found this country. The safe bet didn't go west and settle this continent from one shore to another. The safe bet didn't put a flag on the fucking moon. And you know, at the end of the day, the whole conservative liberal thing, and I hate to go all big brain fence sitter and all, but like, it's not about positions. Like, it's about temperaments. You do need people of a conservative temperament in society. You do need people who will show the restraint and say, well, should we do this? You need people who have a fondness for tradition, who keep those traditions alive. But you also need the futurists. You need the people who look forward. You need the people who look at how we've done things forever and say, you know, there may just be a better way. Because sometimes there is. 200 years ago, motherfuckers weren't brushing their teeth. You know, barely wiping their ass. You can't just take some idealized version of the past and be like, well, this right here. This right here. I watched Andy Griffin on fucking Nick Jr. and like, that's how society should be. That doesn't fucking work. You can't galvanize people behind that shit. You can't build a society around, let's just not do anything different. Let's just be fucking Pleasantville. That shit doesn't work.
Have you heard of Jesus?
It's stifling. No one can fucking stand that shit. No one wants to live in The Giver. You ever read The Giver when you were a kid in school? It's one of the few books they made me read in school that actually stuck in my head. Because it is the idealized world of the social conservative. Everybody has a place. Everybody has a job to do. There's perfect fucking order. Sure, everybody is robbed of any real passion. Nobody knows what love is. Nobody even fucking has sex. Everybody's even goddamn fucking colorblind in it. But it's orderly. It's perfectly orderly. It's horrifyingly orderly. Leo Rainey tapes another $5 and says, Andrew Tate is my spiritual son. Beckloff thinks action figures are his children. Gun in condom, man-child. Several exclamation points. Probably should have put a number 1 in with the exclamation points for good measure. But thank you very much for the $5. Zach the Bong Ripper in the chat. Good. I hope Remy's doing good. I still love the story of Zach the Bong Ripper in our chat. The right is never going to get out of this loser fucking mentality like this. And I say all this because I don't want them to be that way, okay? Because obviously the left has gotten a little fucking out of hand. I want there to be a real fucking counter to them. I want things to get back to fucking balance, and that requires a lot more power shifted rightward. Because that is the thing. At the end of the day, these are temperaments, not philosophies. Make no mistake. Most people don't think through their positions. They rationalize positions based on the temperament they already have. That's why so many conservatives, boomers especially, are so distraught over the current political state of things. But 20 years ago, when we were signing the fucking Patriot Act into law, they clapped like fucking seals. Because the guy that did it pretended to be a Christian and pretended to be a cowboy. So that made it okay. But no, a healthy society has to have a balance between these fucking things. They have to. There has to be that push-pull and that balance and that ebb and flow. Because without it, it's dead. Again, you can make a very orderly society that is stagnant, that is dead. If not physically, then mentally and spiritually. That's about all I really wanted to say tonight. Just wanted to ramble on for a little bit. How about you guys in the chat? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to bring up? I'll give you a minute here because I know that it's a delay. You know, honestly, and I've said this numerous times, but like the best thing you can do politically is to get your own shit together. I know it's like Jordan Peterson lobster man shit, and we all laugh about it, but like, say what you will about Jordan Peterson, motherfucker had some points. Alright, he didn't get as popular as he did for no fucking reason. Alright. Like, yeah, a lot of it's just diet Carl Jung, but Carl Jung had some fucking points. And yeah, sometimes you just need to clean your fucking room. So it says Kanye was right. That's right. Well, I'll tell you what. I defy anyone to look at what happened to Kanye and say that didn't prove his point. This is a Trump Twitter. We already talked about that. I don't really think. I don't really think he's going to do anything on Twitter. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I don't want to just ramble on just because I always feel an obligation to make a show an hour. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Why stretch it out? This isn't the Keno Casino, and I don't have Andy Worski's dad sending me a bunch of super chats, so there's no reason to keep no reason to stretch it out. It's the Keno Casino. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna call it Isaleb a pedophile because he was because he flirted with a 17-year-old. That's right. I'll snort some box wine for donos. Can you believe this pedophile? He looked at a 17-year-old girl. She wasn't 18 for 3 whole fucking days. Medicare masochist. That's right, Chad. Oh my! Let's all just show our assholes and call each other pedophiles because we want to fuck teenagers. Newsflash: everybody wants to fuck teenagers. Okay, you shouldn't do it. It's a bad idea for a whole bunch of reasons, least of all being the law. And not a good idea. Kind of skeezy. But, it's not pedophilia. Stop watering down that word. It's just weird how Ralph really did win in the end. I mean, I guess. Right. I don't think there's any real winners here. I think there's only varying degrees of losing. That's right, Chad. Pay me or I'd be stuck in the cabin for the rest of the winter. Look, guys, I'm just going to bring this guy on here and we're going to talk about how he's a pedophile. Because 17 years ago, he was in an AOL chat room with somebody that may have had a lolicon avatar. I don't know. We can't really tell. The screenshots are kind of blurry. But I think that's enough to go on. Medicare one. That's right. I'll go with that Medicare one. It's like the Luigi wins by doing nothing Mario Party memes. It's Medicare wins just by not fucking himself in the ass. Age of consent is 16 in the UK. That's probably close to what it should be. Hate to go down that rabbit hole, but I don't know. I bet unless you're Zoomers and you still fucking are a virgin, I bet most of you lost your virginity before you were 18. A man dying of cancer is the one coming out ahead. That's right, chat. It's just nothing but endless virtue signaling from that whole fucking crowd, man. What are you going after Ricada for now? Because him and his wife got nudes online or something? Like, they're getting up to freaky shit? Who cares? He's a fucking happily married man, apparently, by all accounts. That's like a fucking, like, a bunch of fucking neats like Godwinson and PPP. Like, PPP couldn't get fucking... PPP could not get fucking pussy if he was walking through a female fucking prison with a bunch of pardons hanging off his dick. Alright? Can we be fucking real here? Oh man, this happily married man seemingly is getting up to some kinky shit. Who the fuck cares? Are you the... Is no Ralph November really making you that starved for content? I mean, it's fine even to make jokes and shit like that. I think, fine, you make jokes, who cares? But, like, it's the internet. To be going on, like, moral crusades. Oh, they should take his children away. Do y'all, like, not realize, like, the nasty, disgusting shit your parents probably got up to? Like, while you were in the picture? Like, they're human beings. You know, how is 600-pound man who showed his asshole on the internet wants to get on? It's one thing going after Funday because he's legitimately fucking evil. He really is. That little queer is pure fucking evil. And he's, pretty much, a fed honeypot that's ruining the lives of young men. And he's a massive hypocrite with all the trad Catholic bullshit. And then, and then he's just the world's most poorly kept secret closet case. And it's one thing even to go after Ralph, because Ralph is nowhere near the shitbag Fuentes is. Who could be? Fuentes is Batman villain levels of fucking evil. Like, he's movie Bob levels of evil. Ralph is still like a piece of shit. He's a revenge pornographer. He's a deadbeat father. He's a fucking, angry, obnoxious, belligerent drunk. He's just generally a menace to society. Thank God he stays inside, being mad about kiwi farms and streaming to tens of people. Okay, go after them, that's fine. But it's like, now we're just, oh no, it's just fucking... She says, I bought a Baldo. I did not know what a Baldo was till this. That I gotta say was pretty funny. It does remind me of one thing I saw in a porn years ago. I mean, like 2001 or 2-ish, you know what I mean? Back when you had to, like, wait fucking 15 minutes to download, a 6-minute porno video on the AOL dial-up. It's fucking... it's got the fucking screen resolution of a Game Boy Color. But that's all we had back then, guys. So this guy in the porno says he's going to give this chick the booyah. And the cameraman asks her what that is. And he shoves his balls in her ass, is basically what the booyah is. And pops them out real fast and goes booyah. Which I just remember saying, like, nobody can possibly be enjoying this. Like, honestly, that feels like that would hurt my balls so much. It is like you, like, lightly get your balls, like, grazed along the side. You want to throw up. You get punched in the balls or something like that. I would probably throw up. That would be just horrifying. And it was like the most... It was clearly like this guy thought he had a new killer move. It was going to be the next big thing in porn, I guess. And I just started thinking of that 20-year memory after I found out what a Baldo was from the Nick Rekieta madness. But I don't care, dude. I don't care if he's giving his wife the booyah, whatever. Who fucking cares? Like, let a married couple get up to some freaky shit. They're supposed to. Let them. I don't know. That's kind of, like, I'm watching the Nick Rekieta stuff. I'm watching, like, Godwinson. Let's be real. I mean, he's entertaining, but he's a fucking snake. And I'm watching him go after, and it's like, I think I'm tapping out with this whole scene now. Like, this isn't, it's not as entertaining as it was, and it doesn't feel as good to go after somebody, you know, whose sin is having weird sex toys and him and his wife play with. Who cares? You know, this isn't Nick Fuentes ruining young men's lives and poisoning the well on all politics to the right of Bill Clinton. You know, it's some fucking internet lawyer who made his channel, you know, happen to be there while the Amber Heard shit blew up, and so now he's a millionaire. Good for him. But anyways, I'm gonna probably wrap this up, guys. That's right. Casey isn't handling No Gun November well. Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Alright, chat. If you enjoy the content, you can support the show. Streamlabs.com/thebacklaw. PayPal.me/thebacklaw. You can send donations when I'm not live. And if and when I am live, I guess I'll see it and read it.